10 New Englanders, including 4 Worcester residents, traveled to Washington, D.C. this week to protest the Darfur genocide. Some members of this group have traveled to Darfur, and others have worked to end the violence in various ways, including nonviolent civil disobedience. Their protest included a march of several miles, and vigils at the Chinese Economic and Commercial Counselor's Office, the Sudanese Embassy, and the Chinese Embassy. The Chinese government has been one of the Sudan government's most important backers.
Can you tell me why you're here? Why you guys are here today?
Well, we're here because in 2004 I went to Darfur, Sudan with the Catholic Worker Peace Team and witnessed the conditions there and the suffering of the people, and was instructed by human rights activists there in Darfur that this was the most effective place to help stop the genocide here at the Sudanese Embassy in Washington, D.C. So we have come here a number of times for nonviolent civil disobedience, for fasting, for leafleting, and today we're making the connection of China. Chinese government is the primary provider of arms and economic supporter of the Sudanese regime, and so we're marching to that embassy as well and ask them to be not an accomplice with genocide, but in fact to be a help to prevent that killing.
Some members of the group believe that while the Darfur situation is complicated, the Sudanese government has used genocide as part of its counterinsurgency there, and has never called anyone to account for this. Tactics of bombing villages, shooting and raping civilians, and driving them into refugee camps continue. At the Chinese embassy, it was a day of mourning for earthquake victims, and several visitors told the activists that a protest on that day was offensive. The activists did mention the earthquake in their leaflets, but the complaints spurred them to create several impromptu signs. The Darfur activists were joined at the Chinese embassy by protesters supporting Falun Gong and North Korean refugees. For WCCA and Worcester Indie Media, I'm Mike Benedetti.